Hello. Hello. Hi. I'm back. Yes, I am. I know. Crazy, wild, insanity inducing. Yeah, I should probably address the elephant in the room. The Barry B. Benson poster in the back. Okay, yeah, no, it's obviously not that. It's the last time that I uploaded, which was May, I believe, if I'm not wrong. It was when I uploaded that short about Premiere Pro, which I won't even be able to be using to edit this video because the license expired, but that's beside the point. I said in that video that I'd be making like a bunch of videos with Premiere Pro, very cool, with lots of edits. I made none. And I also promised that I'd be making videos in my long form video about my journey, filmmaking journey. I made none, once again. Well, except for the short. But yeah, I promised to post gallery shorts as well, and I didn't do that either, mainly because I felt like it would kind of just be wrong to, well, after a long absence, just post one, except for the Premiere Pro one, since that was like directly related with video stuff. But in any case, what matters is that I'm here now, and I can tell you the reason why I was gone, and it's because, well, I was afraid that what I would make would just end up coming out as crap. I did have many ideas. One such idea was that in January, my friend and I surprised one of my other friends for his birthday, and it was kind of a bit of a wild ride, planning out the gifts and planning out the surprise, I guess. So I thought that it'd make an interesting video. I did not make it into an interesting video. I did not make it into a video at all, actually. And that mentality kind of just continued. I had ideas, and I didn't think about really setting them into motion. I kept telling myself that I would, but I didn't. And I even had hesitation in terms of making this video. I wasn't sure if this would really end up well, so I was thinking, what if I just don't make this? But I realized that I have to, because I have to explain why I've been gone. And I also have to make an end of the year video, since I did last year, and I want to make one this year as well. But yeah, fear of making crap sucks. And I talked to my videography teacher one day, and he taught me that you just need to make the crap. Who cares if it turns out as crap? Because what matters is that you did something. Not producing anything is a failure in and of itself, because you don't get the learning experience that comes with making bad things. You don't get to learn about the mistakes that you made, and you don't get to learn towards improving yourself. And you're obviously not putting anything out there as well. You're just sitting, telling yourself that you'll do something in the future, and just not going along with it, which is why I learned a valuable lesson when I talked to my videography teacher about that, because I really needed that. But on to the year. The year 2025 was honestly, I can really only describe it as just phenomenal, to be honest. January was great, February was great, literally any month. If you bring it to me and ask me, I will tell you that it was great. I had a ton of fun in these months. I did the things that I wanted to do, which, well, the main thing that I really want to do is just spend time with friends and family, and I was able to do that. I also studied a lot, and I, put more effort into things, and I just overall feel like, well, other than video production stuff, and there are a few other things as well, this was a great year. 2024, I did say in my last year's video that it was a year of highs and lows, but in reality it was more like lows, cripplingly small lows, up until like April it became like still low, and then May it became like not super low but like middle, and then by June it was like it just kept on rising, and then by September it was like, yeah, no, okay, not that high, but it was pretty good by September, sorry. And this year, on the other hand, was pretty much just high for like all of it, except for sometimes where every few months it would just go to a crashing low for a few days, and that brings me to the next thing, which is something that I kind of developed this year. I think that I started struggling with it this year, and I think that it's also a source of why I decided not to upload. And that is imposter syndrome and self-deprecation, which suck. If you struggle with them, you would know that it's hard dealing with these things. Imposter syndrome can be characterized by when you just kind of doubt yourself. You think irrationally, and you think that you're an imposter amongst others who is kind of a fraud for having bad skills or not really being truly skillful at things. And you just self-deprecate a lot, which I do a lot. And it's very irrational because I know that deep down, logically, my brain knows that, yeah, I am talented, but my mind in the moment of these bouts of imposter syndrome just attacking me doesn't think that I have any worth, really. I start basically just feeling very crappy. And yeah, that is what kind of made so many moments in this year just come to a crashing low for a few days. I don't really know how that it started, and I'm still struggling with it, but I think that slowly but surely it is getting ever so slightly better. But in terms of major events, in August, my oldest brother moved out of the house, but he literally moved like 40 minutes away, like 40-minute drive. Not even that bad. And he visits often, you know? So, and well, in terms of myself as a person this year, I feel like I grew a lot. I grew a lot more empathetic, supportive of those around me, and a lot more into the person that I am now. But enough about me. I want to talk about the events that kind of happened this year. January, I'd say the highlight was like surprise, as I said before, the video that I had the idea about making, surprising my friend for his birthday. That was insanely fun, and we actually slept over. It was just a great time, and those are very close family friends who I've been friends with for years now. Honestly, a decade, if I am remembering correctly. And February, within that same friend group, I surprised me and the guy who got surprised the month previously surprised the other guy, which was, it's weird explaining it like this, but it was really fun. March was great from what I remember. I kind of just feel like throughout this year, and kind of starting in March, I became a lot more in tune with letting my senses just absorb the atmosphere, and just sometimes sitting in silence so I can just vibe. Sounds goofy on paper, but it really is that. Throughout this year, if I think back, I just find myself staying outside in nature, going on walks, which is something that I did a whole lot this year, and just taking in what is around me, which I feel like helped me develop as well. In April, I did the same thing, and that was also when my two friends surprised me for my birthday, which was greatly fun. We had another sleepover that time. And May, I also developed a lot in terms of nature and atmosphere. June was great, had lots of fun with my friends, hung out, and so was July. July, I hung out with my friends a whole lot, which was really my goal over the summer. Hang out with friends and study. And yeah, I probably could have made some videos about the summer, but time passes and it is what it is. August, I did relatively the same as what I did in July. And in September, new school year started, and I felt better than ever. I was actually paying attention in my classes this time around. I was spending lots of time with friends despite having to go to school, and I just felt overall happy. October, same thing. I'd just be, vibing, hanging out, studying, and just living what felt fulfilling. And in November, that was kind of when the whole bouts of imposter syndrome would start coming to me. And in December, yeah, also happened. But even so, I was able to carry on. Another thing that happened this year is that crap. Oh yeah, by the way, the mic is not even connected. I'm literally just using this as a prop because it makes me feel cooler. And I feel like also in 2025, not only did I reconnect with old friends, but I also just met so many new people. And other than new people, I've also just developed a lot of new hobbies, gotten into new things, and I feel like I'm also happy with that as well. Another thing that I also struggled with but learned to get better with is time management. I feel like in the beginning of the year I would just waste so much time, and I also struggled with this over breaks from school. So many times I would just find myself doing completely nothing. I like to call it spiraling. I feel like I developed a lot in terms of how I was able to manage my time, and I have grown to just appreciate that every second counts. Oh yeah, and also I got better at drawing. In December, this is what my drawings looked like, and then here's what they look like now. That's cool. But yeah, 2025, probably one of, if not the best years of my life. Begin the montage! Okay, we have it on camera footage. I didn't do it! Bro, look at this kid stand. Okay. No. Following it? Too small for this world. I'm too small for this world. I'm too small for this world. I'm too small for this world. Okay. Are you eating it with the lettuce?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
If any kid out there thinks he's safe, just know I'm always watching. I just need it.
Calm the sun so hate the way I'm about to bust these phones down. No, it's just coke and sweat. Blood is locking in.
I turn on the camera, bro. I can't.
Historically. Holy freaking crap.